Greetings, dear viewers. I'm Quill Quickcard, and welcome back to Call to Power 2, specifically not Civilization. Last time we discovered that this entire starting continent, which covers a really significant amount of space, is completely uninhabited by anyone other than me. Which is really, really good news. A new coracle is ready in the Bay of Spice. So let's go ahead and start building something else instead. Honestly, going for Bazaar, starting to
construction started.
Build up my money production is probably a good idea. And since we already know...
Full speed ahead!
Okay. Since we already know where our coastline is, we will begin by exploring across other coastlines. Where can we find?
Full speed ahead!
Oh, was this before we had water units that couldn't enter ocean? You are the first to discover concrete. Concrete's ease of use and lower cost make it an ideal building material. For the next 15 turns, you will get a plus 5% increase to your production output. Okay, Feat of Wonder. This is a completely new thing in this game. That is really interesting. Let's research our geometry. Is this a kelp bed? Ooh, okay. Interesting.
Full speed ahead!
At this point, I just want to have vision on as much of the world as I can. Okay, so apparently the Scottish pissed off both the French and the English. You know what? Yeah, that kind of tracks. That sounds like something that would historically happen. I do want to start getting some world wonders in this episode. Still don't actually have any music, which is really unfortunate. Oh, okay. I found Germany. I found Hamburg. This symbol here means that they are currently dealing with a revolt. So that's not so good for them. We do have some random dude wandering around on my continent.
Full speed ahead!
But I'm not too worried about that. I don't
Building
expect
complete.
anyone is going to show up and try to settle it. And the faster I get my own settlers across, the quicker we are going to be sure that we can lock them all out and maintain complete and total control over my entire beautiful island.
Full speed ahead! Full speed ahead!
All right, we have geometry. Building a port. What does a port do? Increase the commercial yield from a tile by 50. Oh, it's a... Okay, it's a tile improvement. Which increases the commercial yield by 15. Also lets me build... Okay. Alright, so the coracle actually is restricted and cannot go into the water. You know what? Let's go ahead with hole making.
Full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. Full speed ahead.
We found Munich. They are really kind of sprawling their civilization around. Definitely sprawling a lot more than I am. I don't know if it's because cities have a different tile limit than I realize. Like, I am wondering if a city gets big enough, if it can actually stretch all the way out to the limits of its blue border. Honestly, it's probably... It's probably in my best interest to actually look that up. City... Larger cities have more tiles from which to extract resources. Okay. I don't know if it gets bigger than that. I'm hesitant to assume it does. Like, if they can eventually expand to get all this, that is an absurd amount of space to work. I'm going to choose to believe that it is the basic 6 squares in each of the adjacent directions. So we're going to build another city here. And just like before, we're going to go with an archer, a hoplite, and then start building a granary. Yes, I think that will be fine. I think that arable land can connect to arable land, meaning that I can very quickly give Troy a lot of extra food options.
Full speed ahead.
And continue my mapping expedition.
Building complete.
Alright, we have completed the bazaar in the Bay of Spice. That's good.
Full speed ahead.
So far, I really have not had any trouble with barbarians, interestingly enough. Which does surprise me quite a bit. Let's... You know what? Let's go ahead and build an aqueduct.
Started.
And we've also got enough public works again. We can make an improvement. So the beaches start out at 10 food. So let's increase that. And it looks like I am just about done mapping out the edges of this continent over here. Did I not select the right number of units? Or the right number of civilizations? Ranking... No, they're absolutely all here. Okay, there are so many people I haven't found.
Full speed ahead.
Alright. Let's go with iron working and... For all intents and purposes, we have this area mapped.
Full speed ahead.
So we will keep the exploration going.
Building complete.
Excellent. What did we build? We built our archer. Good work, archer. Oh, okay. That is the bottom of the map. So you're going to have a fairly long journey back. Yeah. Start going there. And if that is as far south as the map goes, then this guy is pretty close to the limit as well. We've got a barbarian. Beach episode isn't building anything. Let's build... Honestly, a wall is pretty good, and then an academy really accelerate my science. I think that's a good idea.
Full speed ahead.
Cool. Okay, so that was so much louder than I hoped it would be, and exactly as loud as I feared it would be. Whenever you complete a World Wonder, there's actually a little short video, a little animation that is associated with it. So we have just completed the Appian Way, which was the road network connecting the various elements of the Roman Empire. And it links cities and shipping centers with the capital of the host empire, making trade and travel safer and easier. So, cities on the fringes of the empire no longer experience unhappiness associated with their distance. And the discovery of the Age of Reason advance renders the Appian Way obsolete. So I have to be careful. Because there is now basically a time bomb of unhappiness that will build up in my civilization. And if I don't have my happiness over a certain threshold, then when I do discover the Age of Reason, it could suddenly bring a lot of unhappiness to my empire. Okay, how do I get rid of this notification? Okay, how... I don't actually know how to clear that. Close message. Okay. So I don't actually have a hotkey set for close message. Whoa, God. Okay, that worked. Anyway, I've discovered ironworking, and I guess now we are going to discover horse riding. Okay, I don't have any visual guide, so I'm not entirely sure what I need. Oh. Whoa! Okay, those barbarians did way better than I thought they would. So that's victory music. Someone is almost done building the Ramayama. Smoky Sparta now has a world wonder. That is excellent news. The Forbidden City closes foreign embassies. I don't want to close embassies. Building a Great Wall, though. Protecting my entire empire from barbarian attacks, plus being on a completely isolated island, would be insane. So we're going to do that. What the? Okay. So... how do I... Okay, whatever. Those guys are... The city is still defended. That's what matters.
Building complete.
Okay, Briamboru has completed the Ramayama. We now have our hoplite in Troy. And before we end this turn, I think it's important that we rename this. So this entire area is surrounded by plains. So this is going to be called... Plainsville. And... you know what? Moving to units, group all units, fortify. This might enable all of my units to attack and defend as a band rather than individually, I think. I could be wrong about that, but I think I'm right. And then, of course, the beach episode. Group all of you. Whoops. Beach episode. Group all of you. Fortify. How is my situation? The Americans and the Germans are a bit upset with me. But I think we are okay. So we can now study feudalism. Which will let me build knights, which are pretty strong. We can also get pikemen, who are good at defense. I mean, that's the only option it's giving me, so I guess that's what we're going to do.
Full speed ahead.
All right. Let's check the various building queues. They're building an aqueduct right now. After that, I want to get another settler going. You're building the Great Wall. You're building Lyceum. You're building a city wall and then an academy. That should be fine. I do wonder if we can just take on that guy.
Full speed ahead. Full speed ahead.
Well, we found some crabs. Come on, Archer. Here we go. Army on army. This is one of the things I actually wish was back in newer Civilization games. You know, just having, like, proper army on army battles. And, again, no music. Is it like the auto repeat being broken? Is that the issue? I really wish there was music. Alright. Army, you may return to New Athens. And rest. Alright, we have met Sacagawea, leader of the Native Americans. We have achieved a new breakthrough. We have now discovered feudalism. So if we go for the agricultural revolution, or... I could also start building diplomats, trying to, you know what? Let's go with bureaucracy. And as far as diplomacy goes, no one really likes me that much. Alright. Excellent.
Building complete.
We have so many public works right now. We've got a Native American, so they're doing a fair bit of exploration at this point. I think trading post increases commerce. Right now, I still think those are better. Let's also get roads built. There we go. And then the beach episode actually has probably the toughest time reaching me right now.
Building complete.
Cool.
Full speed ahead.
I may want to start...
Building
I may
complete.
just want to leave that ship there
Full speed ahead.
in order to start ferrying diplomats pretty soon.
Full speed
But
ahead.
a little bit of information isn't going to hurt either. I'm genuinely not interested in starting like a big thing of war, you know? I am wondering what's going on with that message. I'm worried that someone is slaving my citizens. I know what it would sound like in the first call to power. I'm not sure about here. Okay. Mary Stuart of Scots has completed the Chichen Itza. Oh.
Full speed ahead.
And let's... I will check the government options later. Let's go for that agricultural revolution.
Full speed ahead.
So that is Philadelphia. Okay. Let's take a look. How do I change my government? Nope, that's Empire Manager. Yeah. Oh, government. Okay. So we are currently a monarchy. We could potentially switch to a republic. It would increase military support costs and crime and corruption levels. But it's better for research and power, production, growth. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna go with the Republic.
Full speed ahead.
Not bad. So you're on a settler, you're on city walls, you're on the Great Wall, you're on Aristotle's, you're on the beach episode. Once you are done with that, diplomats with empathetic diplomats show the ability to establish an embassy in a foreign city. Embassies enable high-level diplomacy to take place. Okay. So I do want to get a couple of diplomats up and running as soon as I reasonably can. You know what? Just go into sentry mode there. Okay, so that's actually ocean shelf right there. That is continental shelf. Everything else here is just shallow water.
Full speed ahead.
All right. I can't really knock these down. I do have some basic roads. Having a mountain with a production of 30 could be really good. Alright. We are now a republic. Okay, yeah, this guy's got something in his cargo hold. I don't like that.
Full speed ahead.
Ooh, what's this? This is... Oh, that's just a coral reef. Okay. Yeah, I'm... Oh. Okay, this guy is... I think these bastards are actually about to try and establish an island here. Or like, establish something there. I don't want that.
Building complete.
I really don't want that. I don't want anyone else building on my continent. And yet, I'm pretty sure that is exactly what's about to happen.
Building complete.
Okay. No, he's not. He's not doing it yet. Plainsville. Let's get another settler
started.
going quickly.
Building complete.
Okay. Bay of Spice. Settler. I want you here. So I want you guys to move there. This is like pretty much the only like good part of the island. So if we can just hold it, we should be fine.
Construction started.
In the meantime, let's get another archer and hoplite ready to go. And then go ahead and build some city walls. Yeah, I think we're good. Alright, we've discovered the agricultural revolution. It turned out it was just in a box somewhere. We could go for classical education, oceanfaring, or theology. Theology gives me a basilica, gives me cleric. That one is for more like offensive diplomatic stuff. I'm gonna go with classical education to get abolitionists. I want to make sure I have at least one stealth unit in every city so that they can see any other stealth units that are near them. Just in case someone decides that they want to play the sneaky things. Okay.
Full speed
So
ahead.
they offloaded.
As you command.
If you build a city here, I will take it.
It is not merely unnecessary for a king to be a philosopher, or even a disadvantage. Rather, a king should take the advice of true philosophers. Then he would fill his reign with good deeds, not with good words.
Okay. So we have finished Aristotle's Lyceum, one of the first and most important organized educational institutions. Aristotle's Lyceum is a source of inspiration and discovery for all, brings with it an increase in science across the host empire. Okay, hold on. Keyboard. We need to make this a different button. What about Z? Okay,
As you
well,
command.
now it worked. So those jerks actually went and did it. They actually built a goddamn city on my beautiful island. Very unprofessional. So instead, we are going to move and build a city here. Because we are taking this one over. I am a pacifist. I am calmly protecting my area. But I will absolutely not permit you
Building complete.
to take my land. And with this, we're going to move the archer here. And it looks like we've got yet... Oh, no, that was the same settler. I thought we built another settler. I was wrong. Okay. So, America. So, we are hostile and angry. Hold on. What city is that? We demand the city of Chicago. I will give them the opportunity I will sound haughty and indignant, but I do want the city of Chicago. And to be fair, in return, I will give you... I am completely willing to make a fair exchange. I will give you 5,000 gold. There you go. Okay. 5,000 gold. You know what? I'll even do better. I'll bump that up 6,500. I want Chicago. Okay? You know what? Let's approach them. We're going to be friendly here. To get Chicago. With an offer of 6,500 gold. That is an absolute crap load of gold. And if you refuse, I will take the city of Chicago anyway. Okay? You have refused. Fair enough. Okay. Well, war it is. We are nations with common goals. Let us find a ceasefire together and a tribute to our peace. Counter. Give me Chicago, and I will give you 5,000 gold. All right. Oh, yeah. When you hit a city with a population of 1, it just disbands it. Whoops. Well, they had their chance. I made them a profound offer. That is so damn loud. But we have completed the Great Wall, an impenetrable bulwark that spans the borders of an empire. The Great Wall eliminates the possibilities of a barbarian invasion. It also reduces military readiness costs. Okay. So, are you ready for that ceasefire? And I will give you a ceasefire. Okay. You don't want a ceasefire. Fair enough.
Full speed ahead.
Diplomat, why don't you head over to Plainsville? And Smoky Sparta. Glad to see that you are doing well. Go ahead and build a settler.
Construction started.
Cool.
Building complete.
It's got 10 defense and no attack strength.
As you command.
We have a hoplite. You're going to move over to New Athens. Archer, you're in position now. Establish an embassy. No. Diplomat, I want you over here. So that we may establish an embassy with our German friends. We are doing pretty well. All right. Let's create a proposal. I'm going to be friendly. Let us sign a ceasefire. And in return, I will give you 1,000 gold. Alright, they have accepted. We are no longer at war. And instead of getting 6,500 for their worthless city, they instead have wasted all the turns developing a settler and getting it over here, and gained only 1,000 gold and my ire. Which is not really a particularly good trade, if I have to say so. But I'm sure it'll be fine. Yeah. Diplomats are going to do just fine. Okay. Yeah, diplomat, why don't you move there? Other diplomat, why don't you move there? Cool. Hello. Meanwhile, this ship is just slowly exploring the world. Just seeing what sorts of awesome stuff are out there. The desert... All this desert is basically dead land. No one in their right mind is going to, like, claim any of this. This here might be the only, like, inhabitable portion of this entire desert area. You know what? Let's get some gunpowder. That sounds like fun. Hoplite. So what I want you to do is to group with the other unit. Ship. Keep double clicking you by accident.
Building complete.
Cool. Diplomat. Sure, you're just stuck on diplomat construction now, huh? Why don't we go for another... Okay, we can't really build another wonder. But we can go for an aqueduct. And an academy. I do want to make sure that we can continue growing things. We don't want the diplomat, but we do want an aqueduct. A university sounds good. Plainsville is also building a settler. After that, we want an academy and an aqueduct. And finally, the Bay of Spice is building a city wall. After that, we're going to go with an academy and a shrine. So, advanced farms, 500 to place there. Still 500. Oof. That is expensive. But my Greek cities are looking pretty good. Everything's looking pretty nifty. Settler is going to go one more space and build a city here next turn.
Full speed ahead.
Corkle is still exploring.
Full speed ahead. Full speed ahead.
Sure. You can just wait.
Building complete.
Cool. Alright, let's put down our city, Delphi. You're going to build an
Construction
archer
started.
and a hoplite and a city wall and an academy. And we are going to instead name you... you are going to be East Bay. Since you are near the bay at the eastern end of my island. Very good. We also have a settler. Settler, I want you to go here. We can also immediately get some very high quality farms here. And even a few roads. Cool. Diplomat, keep moving.
Full speed ahead.
All efforts will be made.
So, how much cargo room do you have? I don't actually know.
Full speed ahead.
Okay.
Building complete.
Alright. We have a diplomat. Perfect. Everything is actually looking pretty good in the Empire right now. We also have yet another settler here. So this settler is going to make the journey here. They are going to be the guardians of the desert from this day forward. As for you, you are going to establish an embassy in New York. You are going to go onto the ship. You are going to wait. You are going to head over here and get ready to unload the second diplomat. Nice. Yep, they've got a slaver here, all right. Who is that? The purple? That's Germany. Germany is trying to enslave the people of New York. That is so rude. Just keep exploring. Everything is
All
going
will be made.
pretty well. I forgot to unload my other settler. I'm so sick of double clicking on that. Okay. And you are going to head to Hamburg. I am curious if it's one embassy per city or one embassy per civilization. We have now met the French, who are led by Napoleon Bonaparte.
Full speed ahead.
Building complete.
We have now discovered gunpowder, and we are the first. This is a significant advance in the realm of weaponry, and other nations will be hard-pressed to defend against you. For the next 25 turns, the city walls of other nation cities will be less effective in defending against your units. That's awesome! Let's invest in cannons. East Bay has its archer. Greece has established an embassy with America. Embassies make more diplomatic options between two nations. Okay, perfect. Can we hold a reception? I don't know what that actually did. Also, apparently that did not consume the unit. I was kind of thinking that that would, like,
Building
consume
complete.
the unit. Apparently it did not. So what exactly is that? Unit orders, hold reception. It lets us curry favor. Okay. Oh, and it costs 500 each time we do it. Okay, so why don't you just head
All
over to
efforts
Hamburg?
will be made.
We're just gonna get rid of this guy. So if we look here now, the Americans admire us. Okay. Interesting. Can I request a map? In exchange for our map. Counter proposal. We reveal your map to us. You know what? That's completely fine. All right. Okay. So the Americans mostly have their own continent as well. It looks like there's a massive amount of empty space. The Americans are actually very, very large as a civilization. Fascinating.
Building complete.
Okay, anyway, let's build another city. And again...
Construction started.
You know what? Instead of archers,
Construction
yeah,
started.
just build some infantrymen. And then a city wall and then an aqueduct. Okay. So we really don't need you there anymore either. I'm so sick of accidentally double-clicking on this thing. And interestingly enough, with the help of the Americans map, we have just about covered all of the distance. So, yeah, we are in great situation right now.
Building complete.
What did we get? Okay, we've got an academy built. Honestly, Empire is doing pretty damn good. Happiness is a little low. But I can always just focus on building happiness improving things. Honestly, Ship, you can just go hang out by East Bay.
Full speed ahead.
And there we go. We have now looked... Well, we now have vision along the entire southern edge of this continent. We now know the Americans' territory. We've now pretty much claimed all the good areas in the northern sections of our territory. We can still build 2 or 3 cities down south. They're not exceptional areas for cities, but they are at least workable.
Building complete.
Technology and research is coming along very well. I am definitely by far the best civilization at this point, which is not surprising considering the low difficulty. Athens needs to build something else. You know what? Just start pumping out infantrymen, I guess. And I think that's going to be it for today's episode. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all on the next one.